Hello everybody, welcome on in. How are you? I'm liking, I see a lot of people joining us. Thank you for coming in today. I am so excited about today. As many of you have seen by my posts, I am so excited. Lots of reasons for me to be excited, and I hope you are as excited as I am. Welcome in everybody. I see Patty and Janet and Deb and Cindy and let's see, who else do we have coming in here? Kathleen, wow, from Ontario, awesome. Janet, Tila, hi Tila, Robin, Linda, Vivian. Good to see you all. Thank you for saying hi. Hi Betsy, hi Sue, hi Gail. So before I get started, if you are so inclined, if you wouldn't mind sharing the video, that would be awesome, so that we can get some more people in to see the big reveal, if you will. Hi Cheryl, hi Madeline, hey Lisa and Gail. I think I might have to take my sweater off. I was chilly in here before. I don't know why, because it's like 70 something degrees outside, but it's a little chilly in the house. Hey Kyra, hi Cindy. So excuse me for 1 second while I take this sweater off, because I am probably going to start to sweat here. I have lights shining on me so that you can see me better. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm just going to toss that over there, kind of like Eleanor Burns tosses those fabric strips. Anyway, so welcome in. It is my first Watch Me Wednesday in a while. It's been a little bit. I've been super busy. I have to tell you that since my husband has retired, he's been trying to keep me out of my sewing room and doing lots of other things, which I don't mind, but I do like to be in my studio too. So I'm trying to get things accomplished here and there, and I'm getting them done. Just not in big chunks of time. So I'm having fun with life in general, so that's a good thing. So I'm not complaining by any means. So anyway, today is the big day, and I know you're not seeing a quilt behind me that you haven't seen before. You've seen this one. This is my Twist and Shout quilt, but the reason I hung this one is because the quilt pattern that I'm going to release today, the actual quilt is not fully complete, but I am a woman of my word. I said I was going to release this quilt by the end of January, and I'm doing it, even though the quilt isn't entirely together yet. So you're going to get to see what the quilt looks like, and you're going to see some components, and I'm also going to go through the pattern itself, because I want you to see what it entails as far as putting it together. So that's why the Twist and Shout pattern is up behind me, but it's also up behind me because the pattern on the cover of the quilt pattern of the new release is made from the same fabrics. It's made from an ancient etching fabric line. So that's why I have that up there. But before I get started, before I start showing you things and showing you the new pattern, I want to first thank two of my very trusted friends and colleagues who help me out when I do patterns. They are here today online, so please give them a round of applause and some hearts, some love, some thumbs up. Lisa Slinsky and Kyra Vega, you two are awesome. You work with me and you help me get these patterns going and together. I cannot tell you, I can't do things without you two. You are awesome. This pattern, I'll start talking about the pattern a little bit. This pattern has taken me a while to get together to where it's ready to release to you all. I designed this pattern probably, I think it was a year and a half ago. It was in late 2020, so probably like October 2020. And initially, this quilt was going to go in an issue of American Quilters magazine, American Quilter Society magazine. But because of everything that was happening in the world and all, things just did not come together, and it didn't work. So I said, that's okay. not a problem. I'm going to work to get this pattern to where I really want it to be and get it out to you. So in comes Lisa and Kyra. Got the pattern all written, all laid out, and then sent off to the two of them first drafts. And with myself as well, the three of us started the editing process. And the editing process consists of a lot of different things. It consists of making the test blocks throughout the process make sure that you're getting the correct yardages, making sure that you're getting correct measurements, making sure that the foundations on this particular pattern, because it's paper piece, making sure that the foundations are properly scaled, making sure that the blocks come together, etc. So there's a lot. There's a lot of math involved. There's a lot of yardage calculations, and also graphics, etc. And there's somebody who is not here with us today on the broadcast is Linda Smoker. She is my be-all, end-all tech editor. She's the one who formats my patterns for me and does all the fancy graphics. So I basically go back and forth with her with all the edits, and she is the fourth person who is in there double checking everything before it gets out to you. So we're hoping that by the time it gets out to you that there is no corrections needing to be made. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but this time I'm pretty sure that we got everything. So yay. So I have a great team helping me out getting these patterns correct so I get them out to you. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the pattern and then I'm going to go over some components with you, okay? Are you all ready? I'm ready. I kind of showed you a sneak peek the other day, but I didn't show you the cover. Anyway, so the pattern is called Carnival Nights. That is the beautiful quilt that you're going to see. I'm going to switch to an overhead view because I want you to see this pattern. I'm going to kind of zoom in here. Let me get my mouse working right here so I can zoom in a little bit on the pattern itself. So you can see it's made up of lots of different components, and I'm going to show you the components here in a second. But the stars that are here, you've seen me making, but the stars are encompassed or framed by a circle, and then it creates another star here, this white star, if you will, with the extra little points that come in there, which I love. Now, I had to surround it with flying geese because I love flying geese. This quilt is 94 by 94, so it's very easily made into a king size quilt if you wanted. So you can certainly do that. I'm going to put myself in the corner here. And by the way, if you guys have any questions at the end of this or during, jot them down and I will answer your questions at the end. I do want to show you what comes in the pattern. The pattern will be live on my website at 2 o'clock today. It's scheduled to go live. You can get it as a PDF download or you can get it as a booklet pattern. All my patterns are created the same way. So they come in a booklet format. Let me just zoom out just a little bit more. So, oops, no, that's me. Hang on. Let's zoom out on this one. Let me get out of here and let me zoom out on this screen a little bit. Not in there we go. That's what I want. Okay, because I want you to be able to see this a little better. Okay, so all my patterns are in booklet format. They're all full color. The cutting instructions are extensive. And one of the things that I will tell you, and I will probably eventually do an online class on this because I break it down even more for you as far as your organization. But you can see how detailed I get in the instructions. Super detailed, and then of course the layout. And on the back, the materials listing too. So one thing you should know on my website too, you will find thumbnails of the cover and of the back. And the reason I put the back as a thumbnail, and you can click on it on my website to enlarge it so that you can see, excuse me, so that you can see how much yardage you need of each fabrics. So if you want to purchase fabrics, you have that, you know, available to you ahead of time so that you can do that if you're waiting on a hard pattern versus a PDF. Now, this pattern not only comes this way, but it also is going to come with your foundation sheets. So what I mean by that is they're not pre-printed for you. So let me go ahead and zoom out on this so you can see better. So you have to print your own foundations, but I give you the foundation sheets and I give you a lot of information on them. So you're going to take your one sheet here and you're going to print out how many copies you need. And I tell you how many you need in the pattern of each foundation sheet. So these come in, you're going to see all of these inside your pattern, and then you'll just copy as many as you need to create the quilt itself. So they are inside the pattern as well. Now, on the back of the pattern, I also tell you some of the things that you will need to create this pattern. I also have that on the website in the pattern description with links to get what you need. So, but before I get to that, I want to show you some of the components that I've been showing you online, and I'm going to zoom in on these. So this is one of the stars, and this is made out of essentially two different foundation sheets, a right and a left. And I created this block because I wanted to create a secondary design. When you add the sashing to it, let me just move this up a little bit. When you add the sashing to it, you can see how this secondary design will start to form, which is the framing. Okay, so that's another one of the components, is the sashing that goes on there to create that frame that you saw go around the star. So let me put up on the screen here for you a picture of, here we go. There we go. So if you see the pattern here, you could see that secondary design where it frames up each star in and of itself, which I love that. I love that look. And it gives you that secondary star. Now you can imagine doing this even with a different color background, and maybe it would present that secondary star a little differently as well. So that's what your quilt will look like. All right, let me just take that down for one sec, and we'll put that back up because I'm going to show you some other color options too, so stay tuned. Plus also stay tuned because I am going to have a giveaway. And I want to explain the giveaway at the end, okay? So that's one of the stars, and I made this, and I know, Tila, you were interested in this star because this is one of your favorite colors, I know. And these, all the fabrics are from my Ancient Etchings collection. I am hoping to make up kits in this colorway. Have not gotten there yet, but I'm going to show you a couple other colorways too. So this is another one of the stars that I've been showing you. Now, in addition to the stars, like I said, you have the sashing, but you also have some cornerstones. So you have your cornerstones that go here. And if you look, I have two different color cornerstones, yellow and like an orange. But if you look at the pattern, you can see where those cornerstones lie. And they create the center of that second star, if you will. Okay? Now, after that, then of course, we have our beautiful flying geese. Now let me just zoom out on the flying geese and you can see them a little better. Let's zoom out here. Okay, so you've got your flying geese, and these go around your border. So I made up two the other day, but they go around your border, which I absolutely love. They give you that rainbow effect, and they come in from different angles. So here is that rainbow border again with the flying geese, and you can see how they go in the different directions. So that's your border. This again is easily created into a king size quilt, if you will, because if you decide you don't want that last border so thin, this is the queen size at this point, you can make your border wider to make it a king size because of the size that this ends up at. So those are some of our components. Oops, my husband's mouse, I don't care for this very much. I use his mouse. I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, so let me go over with you some of the things that you're going to need to create this quilt too. So of course, so as I said, you have suggestions on here of what you need, and I actually use them in the pattern and I tell you about them. I'm going to show you a few things that you may or may not need. I do suggest 50 weight Aurifil thread. This is my splash of color Aurifil thread, so I have some of these little boxes left, so I thought I'd show them to you. They're very similar to the colors here that I was using, but these are the smaller spools. So I do have those available on the website, and I think I put a link in the description. So those are one thing. But here are the essential things that you're going to need. You are going to need an add-a-quarter ruler if you do not have one. And an add-a-quarter ruler, it is a paper piece pattern. So if you're looking to learn paper piecing, this by far is not it looks difficult to make, but by far it's not. Everything, all the foundations are small enough. There's not a lot of lines on each one, so it's an easy enough pattern for you to pick up. But an add-a-quarter ruler is great because it has a little lip here that holds on to your template plastic when you fold the paper over. So it holds on to that so you can trim and get that accurate 1/4 inch. So that's one essential thing you need. Another thing that I talk about in the pattern that you'll need, and I linked it in the description, is a glue pen and glue refills because they're important. These take the place of pins when you're doing the actual paper piecing itself, okay? Not necessarily when you're joining the units together, but when you're actually doing the paper piecing. So those are pretty essential. Now, you have the option of getting one of two different types of glue sticks. Either the Yoo-Hoo, which I actually say on the pattern, but I also reference this one in the description. I like the repositionable glue myself because it doesn't leave any residue on your fabric. And this, either one of these, you're going to use to stick your very first piece of fabric down onto that paper. So that's super important. Instead of using a pin, I find that if you use pins in paper piecing, your fabric seems to jiggle around, which you don't want it to do. You want it to stay put. So those are linked as well. Then these, I have to say, are probably my most favorite pins ever. They're very fine. Actually, I should show you here. They're, and I do link them. So I have them in a little tin because my quilt inspector #1, he likes to bite them. But let me bring it up to the camera if I can. There we go. So they're green and yellow, or not yellow, orange glass heads, but they're super fine. And I use these when I'm actually piecing the units together. So I'll show you in the, when you look at my stars, when you look at the stars, you can see where all these little points match here. It's because I used a very super fine pin. And I also pressed my seams open when I joined it together. When you're paper piecing the units, you don't have really much of a choice but to press in one direction. But I find when you have a lot of seams coming together, especially like in the center or something of that nature, pressing the seams open is big. It's key to keeping this lying flat. and also using Mary Ellen's Best Press as well. And I just got back from teaching a retreat in Florida, and one of the ladies there, she was also using flatter. So if you have that, I tried it, and that also is great, and it worked well. Now, the other very, very, very essential thing that you're gonna need is foundation paper. This is what I use. I've used it for years, and I absolutely love it. It fits in your printer. It is a newsprint. I have them on my site, and yes, you will need them. And I do talk about it in the description on the website, and I link you to it so you can go right ahead and get them. I have a lot more coming in of all the supplies that I've just shown you. So if for some reason it sells out, they should be in next week. So just check back. But this is super, super essential. It is my favorite by far foundation paper. I took my first foundation paper piecing class with Carol Doak, whom since has become a friend, and I adore this paper. I cannot tell you enough. Don't use copy paper. It's too thick. Plus, it's going to cost you probably more to use. So this is your go-to for sure. Okay. Then one other thing that you might want to have handy is this little gadget. I think I showed it maybe on my last Watch Me Wednesday, but it's a blade saver, and you can use it to, when you're chain piecing, to clip your threads. And so you put your old rotary blade in there, and then you can actually carry it with you. You just open this up and you close it up, and it becomes carryable. So you can carry it with you anywhere, and it has these little rubber sticky so it stays still on the bottom. When you're ready, you just open it back up. And I have them on my website. I don't know if I linked it in the description, but they're there under Notions. And they come in a lot of different colors, but I like it. And then you just, you can turn it, keep turning it to use all your sides of that rotary blade. And it's a great way to reuse and kind of recycle your rotary blades. So that's available on the website. Okay, so let's switch views again. Okay, I'm back. I was in the corner. They put me in the corner. I put me in the corner. So before I go any further, I want to ask you if you have any particular questions on the pattern itself. And then I'm going to talk about the giveaway. So I'm going to scroll back a little bit. There is a little bit of a delay with your comments and questions. So I'm going to scroll back a little bit and see. I hope you like the pattern. I absolutely love it. And I know that Kyra and Lisa love it. Kyra can't wait. Does she love it? I just sing, she loves math. So let me see. I'm scrolling back to see if there's any questions. I don't dig my husband's mouse. So, oh, you got your fabric, Betsy. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Lisa says she absolutely loves being on this team. Just everyone knows Kyra is way better at editing than I am. You're funny, Lisa. You're pretty good, though, too. You catch things that we don't catch. So it's always good to have multiple eyes. Let's see. Tila, I love this. We didn't see all the 3 stars. Oh, yeah. All these stars coming, right? There weren't a lot. So, I need to show you, actually, before I even get on to any more questions, I need to show you some of the other colorways. So I'm going to show you a couple things here. Let's put some things up on the screen. There's the pattern, which I showed you. Okay, so that's the pattern cover. Okay. I hate his mouse. My goodness. It's very touchy. It's a touchy, feely mouse. I don't like it so much. Okay, and then let's see. Here is the back cover. So you can see on the back cover where I give you each fabric that you'll need. And of course, if you wanted to do one color star, you would just add up the totals of all the different colors, and that's how much yardage you would get. So if you wanted, you know, to do all red, you'd take fabric 1, fabric 2, fabric 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. You take all those, you'd add up that yardage, and that's how much fabric you would need to create all those stars, if that makes sense to you. And then, of course, at the bottom there, I tell you how much or what else you need to complete the pattern. So that's what you need from the pattern. That thumbnail is on the website, so you can actually pull that up and you can see that ahead of time before you make your purchase. Then let me show you a couple more images. I want to show you this one first. Okay, so this one, I did a little mock-up of it in my Blinded by Science fabric collection. A lot of you will remember that. I still have some in stock, and some of the ancient etchings still in stock as well. But this is a totally different look than the ancient etchings. But I thought it would be nice to show you all what it looks like in different colorways. Now, that being said, you know, see, this has basically 3 different colors in it. It's the dark pink, the pink, and the teal. Those are your 3 predominant colors. Oops, there it goes. There we go. I got to use my trackpad to get that baby under control. It's his mouse. It's touchy. That said, I also have another mock-up. Now, I can't. You're gonna hate me. Oh, I hope you don't hate me. But these are the blurred pictures that I've been showing you. But you kind of get the idea of the colors. I can't show you the fabric yet because this is my newest fabric line that's coming out. So that's why I have to blur the fabric, because you cannot see the fabric yet. I'm not allowed to show you that. But I'm actually doing the 2 quilts at the same time. So I'm doing this one, this colorway, and I'm finishing up the Ancient Etchings colorway at the same time. So, but you can see there is a difference in, again, the look from how it is in the color. So this one is, you know, your nice hot colors, your oranges and your yellows and your deep pinks and fuchsias, and I just think it adds something to it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to see if I can get these all on screen, all the different colorways at the same time, so you can kind of see. Let me shrink them down a little bit and see if I can get them all on the screen for you so you can see them side by side. How's that sound? So here's the Blinded by Science one. Again, I'm going to shrink it down a little bit, get it up there for you so you can see it. And let me get the Ancient Etchings, which is the cover photo. There it is. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my trackpad for that one. Whoops, too little. Okay, so I'm curious, which of these do you prefer? Which colorway do you prefer? Let's do A, B, C. A being the Ancient Etchings, A being the Ancient Etchings, the one on the far left, B being the Blinded by Science. How fortuitous. A for Ancient Etchings, B for Blinded by Science, and then C for the one that is blurred out. I'm curious to see what you think as to which is your preferred color palette. And I'm still scrolling through, by the way, to see if there's any questions. And we're going to get to those. And I'm going to get to, I don't want to keep you much longer because I want to get to the giveaway as well. The pattern is down low. So Kathleen says, is the pattern downloadable? So the pattern is downloadable, Kathleen. Yep, it is and the foundations are also there for you on the download, so you can get it immediately. Absolutely. Okay, so that is a yes. let's see. Let's see if there's other questions. Oops, here we go. What size are the blocks? Janice says, what size are the blocks? They are, I think I measured them the other day, but it does say it in the pattern. They make a 10.5 by 10.5 inch block. Actually, I could probably just measure it right here because I got my, it's, yep, 10.5 by 10.5 they make. So that's the size of the block. Could it be made smaller? So this is Patty is asking, could it be made smaller? Sure. You can always make them smaller by just shrinking the size when you're taking your foundation sheets. When you're using your foundation sheets, now I know you can't see me here, so I'm gonna X off of these. I hope you voted A, B, C, D. A, the bright one, B, the blinded by science, and C, the other one. A, B, C, D. Just drop it in there. So when you're doing your foundation sheets, I give you a little scale, a 1-inch scale. So when you're printing them off, you want to print off one first and make sure that that 1-inch scale actually measures out to 1 inch. If you want to make it smaller, just shrink it. You can tell your printer to put it whatever size you want. So you can make it smaller. Now you can't, I will tell you, you won't be able to go bigger on these because it won't fit on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet. So you can go smaller or stay the same size, but you're not going to be able to go bigger. If you go bigger, you're going to have to start piecing or taping your papers together. So you won't be able to do that. But yes, you can certainly go smaller. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Thank you, Janet. Okay, so Gay says, I'm using batiks. Yes, I'm using my batiks, my collections that I created and designed. That is what I'm using, but you don't have to use batiks. Use whatever you like. If batiks aren't your thing, use regular old printed fabric. Absolutely. In fact, it would look awesome in other fabrics. I would love to see what you all create with it if you use something other than a batik. Let's see. Oh, here, Lisa, because she made a, hang on, let me make this smaller so that everybody can see. Lisa made a little wall hanging when we were testing, and maybe Lisa could share her wall hanging later. Maybe she can either post it or if she doesn't mind, if Lisa, if you don't mind sending it to me, I can even post it so you can see what it looks like as a wall hanging. So if you just want to make 4, she did 4 stars with the sashing and the cornerstone, so you can do just like a little wall hanging. It's a really nice size. So that's a great idea, Lisa. Okay, Sue has a question. Sue says, do the yardage amounts give a little extra if we need it, especially if we make an oopsie, or is it pretty close to what is needed? I always try in my patterns, Sue, to give extra. In fact, I tell you specifically in the instructions that you have to pre-cut your fabrics to fit the blocks, so you should have extra built into the yardage. But here's a rule of thumb, and this is typically what I do anyway. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you want to build in a little extra padding, go up about a 1/4 yard when you're purchasing if you want to have just a little extra padding, especially if you know that that fabric's not going to be around for long. So that's a great question. But yes, I do build in extra for you, but I personally always like to have a little extra because you just never know, right? Okay, let's see. Let's see what other questions we have here. What does Vicky say here? Vicky says, did you say that you were going to kit this? I am going to try and kit this. I am not sure. I have the Ancient Etchings fabric. I have quite a bit of it here that's not online because I'm saving it for kits. I'm going to be launching a online class soon meaning this year. And I have to have enough for those kits in that class. So I'm going to see. if not, I'm definitely going to have kits for, I'll show you, I will have kits for this one. This is going to be my new collection coming out, and I will be kitting it in this for sure in this. So one or the other or both. So stay tuned. But if you want, there is still Ancient Etchings fabric up on my website, which you can purchase to go towards, the cover sheet pattern. Okay, hope that answers that question. Let's see. Janet, great question. Okay, Janet says, is this pattern in Quiltster? For those of you who don't know Quiltster, Quiltster is a quilt coloring program. A lot of my patterns are in Quiltster, so you can actually plop in your own fabrics to see what my patterns will look like, what the quilt will look like before you actually make it. This pattern is not yet in Quiltster because we literally just finished it probably about a month ago as far as the instructions, but I'm working on getting it there. So it will be there eventually, but it's not there yet. So stay tuned for that. And that's a great question, but it's a great way to figure out what your pattern or what your quilt will actually look like. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. I also should mention the price of the pattern is the same as the other ones that I make. It is $9.50, and that's for the download or the booklet size. Let's see. Beth Ann is asking, is that 2 yellows, oranges, and pinks? So you're talking to, I'm assuming you're not talking about this one because there's no pink in the pattern cover. So in the one that's on the screen, they are different colors. So yes, so there are 2 different yellows. I think it's 2 different oranges. I can't remember now. I've made the box. I can't remember. Isn't that silly? And from looking at the grayed out picture or the blurred picture, but there are 3 different versions of like pink in there, and I'm pretty sure the oranges are 2 different oranges. So yeah, they are different. Very subtle differences, but they are. Let's see. Raspberry, lemon, orange, sherbet. Yes, Cindy. Okay. Beth Ann is asking, which is best? I'm not quite sure what you mean by which is best, Beth Ann. So if you could clarify that. I'm not sure if you're thinking which colorway is best. I'm not sure. If you can clarify for that for me. So let's see. Now I'm getting down to your votes. So we've got a B, Blinded by Science, the A, the Ancient Etchings, Blinded by Science, A, B, C, B. Oh my God, all are great. Beth says all are great. A, B. It's a lot of A, B, C, A, B, A. Wow, it's like split. That's very cool. It's split A, B, pretty much, I think. And I think probably when you see the C, you'll probably really like it. It's hard to really tell with the blurred out. C coming soon, yes. Yep. Awesome. Tammy says, Blinded by Science, especially the layout. Yeah. So the layout, you can totally change. The Blinded by Science layout was I did a medallion style layout, as you can see so it's very different. So it's a medallion style layout versus the gradated. So you can see the difference there, if you're wondering. B, a lot of Bs. I really like A and B. Awesome. The C colorway. Okay, so Susan is asking, hi Susan, how are you? So are the foundations at the size needed? Don't need enlarging or anything? No, they are at the size needed, just as long as when you print it out, there's that 1 inch scale right there. Put a ruler on it when you print it out, make sure it's measuring at 1 inch, and you're good to go. But those are the actual sizes. So unless you decide to shrink it, of course. So, okay, let's see. Lisa, you said C? Wow. Okay, Lisa. Is ancient etching still available? Yes, Joan, it is. There is some still on my website. Absolutely. There is some still there, so yes, you can still get it. I am holding some back, like I said, for kits for this online class. So when I cut those, whatever's left over will go up on the website as well. Oh, and Lisa just pinged me a snapshot of her wall hanging, which I can't get until I'm off of the computer. So I will post that for you guys later. So be on the lookout for Lisa's little wall hanging size that she did. Hang on. So Gay is asking, will this be an online class? I am planning on making it an online class, yes. But it probably won't happen right away because Lisa happens to be my producer. I fly her out here and then she stays with me for a week and she's the woman behind the cameras because we have 3 cameras going and the lighting, and so she's like my producer director. She tells me cut, she tells me to do it again. So it will happen, it's just not going to be right away. So stay tuned, and in the class you will get a whole lot of tips because after doing the quilt and doing the editing and everything, the organization that I have for you is just crazy good. So yeah, it will be there, and yes, I will show you how to organize, some special tips that you can't necessarily get in a pattern. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. When does the new collection release? So Tila, great question. So because I am a designer with Island Batik, as you know, getting things from overseas has been quite the struggle, to say the least. Containers are coming in port, but entire collections aren't being delivered, etc. And so anyway, and they're coming in late. This new collection we're hoping to have it out, I think, in the stores and in my shop by the end of the summer. Now, meaning like August, September. Now, we're crossing our fingers that is going to be the case. So, cross your fingers with me. Send a little prayer up there that all goes well, and we'll see. But we all have to just be patient. The process right now is slow, as you all know. I know, and it's frustrating too. But so let's see. There's another question here from Sherry. Sherry says, "So the online class will be on this quilt pattern." When I do this particular online class, yes, it will be on this pattern. I do have other online classes currently out. I have 4 that are currently out. 2 on Craftsy and 2 on my own platform that you can take. 3 of them are paper piece classes. So you can certainly take those. If you want to see the ones, any of the classes, you can, when you're on my website looking at this pattern, just go up to the tab that says classes and go to online classes, and you can see all the online classes that I have currently. And I will be having, and like I said, another one this year. It's a totally different quilt, a new design, and I think you'll all love it. Okay, so let's see. I see your clarification, Beth, about the coming soon fabrics. 2 yellows, 2 oranges, 2 pink. Yes, they're multiple colors. Yep. Okay. Susan says, when will the new I think I just answered that question. Nancy says, is the pattern available today? Yes, it is. In fact, it went live at 2 o'clock. So it should be on my website there. And I will post the link again. And there's plenty available. I have unlimited. If you do a PDF download, there's plenty. And I have a lot of these. So don't need to worry. You'll get yours. Oh, Jody says, do the Craftsy class on the double wedding ring is awesome. That was the one that I did. I'm glad you liked that, Jody. That was a good class. Gay took my treasure chest class on my own platform. Thank you, Gay. How much fabric is needed of each color if you want to go with the pink and teal version? That I'll have to get you the information for. I do have it. Send me an email, Deb. My email's up on the screen, Jackie@CVQuiltworks.com, as a reminder, and then I will get you that information. But I do have that information. So let's see. All right, awesome. Nancy says she's been waiting for the pad. I'm buying it right now. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm glad you've been waiting for it, and I'm so happy. It seems like everybody really is liking it. Now, I think that was the last of the questions. So now I want to talk about the giveaway, because I know you're all waiting, and I don't want to keep you much longer. So I am going to be giving away 2 copies of the pattern, okay? And I'm also going to give away, oh my gosh, so now you guys, hang on to your hats. I'm giving away this fabric bundle. They're strips, they're pre-cut strips. Hang on, I'm going out of the picture here for a second. This fabric bundle, pre-cut strips. Okay, that's 2. Okay, here we go. This fabric bundle, pre-cut strips. And there's one more. All right, and this one. Ooh, nice fall colors, right? Okay, so raise your hands if you want to know the details of the giveaway. Raise your hands. Give me a thumbs up or a hands raise or a little heart or something. I'm going to give you all the information on the giveaway right now. So, you listening? Okay, so like I said, 2 patterns I'm going to give away. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 giveaways. Okay, so there's going to be 6 lucky people. So what you need to do, really easy, but you're going to have to wait like probably half an hour. I'm saying like maybe by 3 o'clock my time. So if you're East Coast, that'll be like 5 o'clock. You're going to have to go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to upload this video because it's recording now. I'm going to upload this video to my YouTube channel. Go over to my YouTube channel, and on this video, give me a thumbs up, and then in the comment section, I want you to tell me which version of the Carnival Nights you liked best, A, B, or C. So you saw the 3 versions in the video. Tell me which version you like best. That's number 1. Number 2, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button and tell me in your comment that you've subscribed. Okay? And then while you're there, check out some of my tutorials. I have loads and loads of videos, which I think that you'll all like. So I hope you enjoyed today's Watch Me Wednesday. I had so much fun because I absolutely love my new pattern, and I cannot wait to show you the 2 finished quilts. Well, I'll be able to show you 1 first. The other one I can't show you until the fabric comes out, but I will be able to show you this one soon. So I hope you liked it all, and I wish you great. Oh, I should tell you, the giveaway will be open for 1 whole week. So next Wednesday, I will let you know on my Facebook page and on YouTube who the winners are. And you'll need to, at that point, I'll contact you and you provide me with your email address, etc. Okay? So anyway, happy quilting, everybody. Wait about half an hour or so and then head over to my YouTube channel. Talk to you soon. And happy shopping. Head over to my shop and grab a pattern or 2. See ya.